Mauritius is a wonderful experience because you're growing up in a country where you have got 300 sunny days a year, and then it's a beautiful island, small island, it's beautiful, you have a fantastic sea and beach all around. And in the interior you've got so much microclimates and sceneries, and you've got highlands which are cooler, you've got mountainous region, forested regions, so it's just a wonderful experience. As you can see, we're in nature, in the heart of nature. And our healing force comes from nature. It's elements from the earth, from the sky, from the earth.
Welcome to the world of patients, patents, and pills. How wellness can save your life. End of quote. A biographic book of Dr. Siddiq Rabakas, produced in stereo with Nicola Claxton, whom we will have the pleasure and privilege to introduce to you later this evening or late afternoon. It is really a pleasure and a privilege to welcome you all here for what may be, and rightly so, described as a premiere. A premiere indeed, and indeed as patient pills and patents, launch of which will be officially triggered in a moment in our midst. We welcome the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Colin Davilo, is already, and this is not a surprise in this era of all ICT, already available on the Amazon platform since the 3rd of May last. But today we are indeed privileged to have a personalized copy of the book from the authors in person, far away from the virtual world of the information highways. And after, of course, our forthcoming formal yet mostly friendly launch. Wellness, as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, is top of the agenda of our daily lives since a few years. And a click away from all search engines, providing multiple definitions in nanoseconds, and also enhanced by never-ending distinguishers. But this, if started as a chapter, would lead us off track. So I will, for the time being, leave you to ponder on this topic with a video introduction produced by Nicola. And this video is yet again a premiere, as it will only be available on the Facebook page of the Marianne Sanctuary, yet another initiative of our friend Siddiq. After this event is in fact, and you'll discover it after this function, a condensed recap of his life, work, experience and expertise gathering as a medical practitioner, who, since qualifying as such in 1981, Siddiq, am I right, from Dublin, He left the coziness of the Dublin pubs to trek around the world and engage into a journey which made relate to a Guinness Book of Records one. Practicing, listening, learning, be it in Europe, Sri Lanka, Chad, a well-known tourist destination, you will all agree, and also in the Middle East. There's a picture in the book, I'm just revealing something in Exclusivity, where he is on a military search trek. This was his safari when he was in Chad. Courtesy Senabre and Company Limited. Then he came back to Mauritius and was one, if not the one, first doctor to set up a practice, medical practice, providing quite a out-of-the-box thinking, definitely original and innovative approach of medicine. A real balance, and wellness is also about balance. He won't say the contrary. And between allopathic and also complementary traditional medicines based on facts, on avowed facts, not on hearsay, including Ayurveda, including auriculotherapy. Lend me your ears. It resounds in the, as Mark Anthony's speech in Caesar's, Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Acupuncture, with one of the founder fathers of protocolized acupuncture in France and Europe, and traditional Chinese medicine, which he encountered, funnily enough, in Sri Lanka. So Siddiq actually personifies in his day-to-day life and practice the plurality of our country, the meeting points of our melting pot in terms of philosophy and culture, and coming out with a unique mix which makes the unicity of uniquely diverse Mauritius, and Siddiq has brought the medical masala touch. So I will leave the floor to him, call upon him to check the simmering of the broth, of the curry and the masala. Siddiq, the floor is yours.
We are here tonight to share together what I have tried in the past 35 years of my life as a doctor, to gather throughout the world different corners, different people, different masters, mentors, professors, and from the men in the street, from wise men, from people who had stories to tell. I am lucky in the sense that I'm very receptive. If anyone tells me anything, I listen. It will stay with me. Years later, it will come up in a particular circumstance, and I'll say, wow, I remember someone told me something, and today's the time this has cropped up. So I'm very lucky in that sense. And there are lots of stories in me, lots of experience, stories, travels, and they were all locked up in different folders and files, etc. And I always said, I've got to get this on a book, I've got to get this out, primarily to share with others, and also to let people who are suffering get the hope that there's hope in healing, there's hope in getting better, that there's hope in the human body to heal itself. So for many years I noted notes, etc., and then one day in India, chance coincidence, occurrence, I met Nicola Claxton. We were waiting in a hotel lobby to take a taxi, and then we talk for about 15, 20 minutes. They say, what do you do? And I ask him, what do you do, etc. And something there started clicking. And I invited him, come to visit me in Mauritius, and he came to the Marianne, and he said, wow, what you are doing is amazing, because I am in England, I'm in the NHS, I know how we get treated in the NHS, I know how we get treated in England. It's really a pill for every ill, if you get to see the doctor. Otherwise you go to Boots and buy your own pill. And here you're doing something wonderful. You're using sunlight, air, good fresh food. You're using massage, you're talking to your patients, you're giving them time. Wow, this is wonderful. This concept is amazing. And then when we got talking, I tell him about my pathway, my discovery, my studies, acupuncture, Ayurveda, alternative medicine. And he said, wow, there's so much here that we can share with the world. And I said, okay, it's all yours, Nicola. Let's go ahead. But I didn't know what was waiting for me, because Nicola is a typical Englishman. He works thoroughly. He pesters me with questions at night till 1 o'clock. Sidik, I've got 10 questions for you. I need answers tonight. So here I am in Mauritius internet till 1 a.m. at night, working after a long day work, and pushing over to Nicola, and then first thing in the morning he answers that I've got 10 more questions. So we went on like this. He came to Mauritius several times, we did recordings, and what is beautiful, he reproduced exactly what was in me, in my mind. And he made his research, reproduced this, and this is what is in this book today. So I'm very happy, it's a partnership. It's a combination of minds, of talents, which has brought this book forward. And this book is interesting because what I'm saying is a message of hope to the world. The title is Patients, Patents and Pills. Everyone asks me, why patents? I say patents is because Big Pharma wants patients to take pills all the time. A pill for every ill. To make money come to Big Pharma, and make more money come and make you more sick because you are dependent. Of course, there are fantastic drugs which have been invented. Life-saving, third-generation drugs, life-saving, they are fantastic drugs. But on the other hand, we have been brainwashed into thinking that we need a pill for every illness, everything that is wrong. And here I come forward with a wellness theory. I come forward with a theory that your body has got a life force inside which is struggling, fighting to get you well all the time. The natural state of a human being is wellness. This is what God gave us. Gave us the gift of wellness. So no matter what we do, our body is struggling to keep well. We give it junk food, we give it wrong food all the time, we don't sleep enough, etc. It's fighting to keep us well. That's its mission. And looking at the life force, what is behind the life force? Nature has got the codes for the life force. The code of nature is good sunlight, good oxygen, good water, fresh food, fruits, fresh vegetables, food that has been empowered by the sun. And as I'm talking, as I'm researching, I find people are talking about photons from the sun energy in green leaves, what they are doing to the body. So what the Indians say, what the Chinese say 3,000 years ago, what I learned, we are now scientists saying, wow, there's so much wisdom, so much intelligence in this. So I say, let's share all this. Let's share all this, because nowadays we are all confused with Dr. Google. Everyone has a theory. Everyone knows what's the secret recipe to keep well, to live long. In fact, the code is within us. And the book is about this code. What I discovered in my career, what I'm practicing at Le Marianne. And Le Marianne has now, after 5 years, become a magnet for international clientele who are coming to Mauritius to get healed. Because of the system I've developed. I've had famous people, like recently we had a famous musician, Pete Doherty, famous British musician, highly addicted, big lifestyle, and he came to Mauritius 3 weeks, and I treated him, and he said, Dr. Siddiq, this is a life-changing experience. I've never experienced this in my life. And he just went away and he told me, woof, I'm seeing life with different vision. This is what we do. We do a 360-degree treatment approach. It's the whole person. When we look at addicts, it's a human being who is suffering, and we look at the suffering. and we help that person. Everybody is suffering, so they're looking for their own medication, drugs, coffee, tea, cannabis, cigarettes, hard drugs. We have to go to that suffering. This is what we do at Lemaya. We go to the deep 360-degree approach. But more than that, what I discovered is, what I want to share with you, is that Mauritius, we have all the ingredients for healing. We have the fantastic weather. We have the fantastic people who are naturally friendly, smiling, caring. All my staff are like a big family. And when someone comes, no matter what his problem is, he comes into a family. And there's caring, there's love. You know, he's a VIP to us. And Mauritius, we have all the ingredients to become a famous medical tourism. We can surpass India, China, Thailand. We can surpass all these countries. We have all the ingredients. My experience at Le Marian has shown me this. And when people are phoning me from Canada, from Germany, they talk to me on a Monday, and on a Thursday they land at Le Marian. This is the impact of Mauritius as a destination. In Thailand, there are several coups d'etat which have happened. In India, great place, but when you land, you have to travel 24 hours to get to your destination. There are many health risks, there are seasonal changes. In Czechoslovakia, where my Middle East clientele used to go before they came to me, in Czechoslovakia, a fantastic place, but 7 months of the year it's cold, it's freezing outside, it's stressful. Mauritius, we have all the ingredients. And this is what I want to share with other fellow doctors. Let's develop medical tourism. Let's make Mauritius the center to come to get healed, to get better, because we have the great richness of cultures, Indian culture, Ayurveda, Chinese culture, traditional Chinese medicine. If you go to India, it's pure Ayurveda. China, pure Chinese medicine. Here in Mauritius, the Mayan is the whole works. I speak all languages of healing. This is my message, that we can get this across. When I met Nicola and I started talking, Nicola says, you know, what Deepak Chopra is talking, he's talking about pure Ayurveda. What other guys are talking, they're talking pure one system. You're covering the whole spectrum. You have to get your voice heard. You have to get the message to the world. And hopefully, this book, we are hoping very much from the reviews that we have had from wellness gurus like Deepak Chopra, like there's a lady called Christian Lothrop in USA, who is famous gynae and wellness expert and media celebrity, many bestsellers. When she reviewed the book, she says, wow, this is beyond what I know, this is beyond what I've read. So we are now hoping, we are now working to make this book a worldwide bestseller. We're thinking of translating several languages. And most importantly, my wish is not for my name to get known, but for Mauritius to become known as a destination of wellness tourism. Because we have excelled in sun, sea, fun tourism, we have excelled. Now there's wellness tourism. We have got so many young doctors who are qualifying, they don't know what to do. We have to tell them, study Ayurveda, study Chinese medicine, naturopathy. We have to get the standard, we have to get the grades, the control, and then we develop medical tourism. Come to Mauritius. Mauritius is safe. There's no visa for most countries. You land at the airport, within 1 hour you are in your destination, and it's safe. And we speak many languages. You know, this is the message that I want to pass to you tonight, that we have a fantastic potential in this island. This is a beautiful island, fantastic potential. My career, my mission has always been to do things with passion. I love two things very, very much. I love healing people. If someone phones me and tells me I've got a problem, his problem becomes my problem. And it will, until it's resolved, I won't feel better. So maybe I'm traveling somewhere and somebody has talked to me 2 months ago about something, and I'm in a bookshop and I see something, I say, wow, that's relevant to that person. So I'll buy the book, I'll read, or I'll give that to the person, or I'll Google him and tell him, get this thing. You know, this is the way I operate. Healing must be shared. Healing must be all the time belong to all the people in the world, because when you are suffering, the pain hurts the same, no matter whether you're in the States or you're in India or whether you are in Ethiopia. And I was lucky to meet and be phoned by great mentors and gurus, And there's one particular I mentioned in this book, Dr. Anton Jayasuriya from Sri Lanka, whom I spent some time with. He's a guru in teaching people acupuncture. He treated almost 2 million people in his life, free of charge, and he trained about 100,000 doctors. He wrote 100 books about medicine, healing, acupuncture, and all the books have got this start. This book has no copyright because the art of healing must be shared and free to all humanity. And I was formed with him, and I had this philosophy. I was with Médecins Sans Frontières in Chad, where I saw people getting shot, people having no food, people running away from famine in Sudan, dying in front of me. I had no medication, no food. So all this formed something inside me. And today I'm very happy that I have been able to share these stories and share what I've found in my journey in life and healing. But most importantly, I love my country. I really love Mauritius. I really see a fantastic future for Mauritius. And we just have to galvanize ourselves. A piece of iron stays iron until you bring a magnet to it. Then it becomes a magnet, and it does the job. So I can go on talking, I'm sorry. This is my passion. Thank you very much.
It's wonderful to see finally this book come alive, and it's been a fascinating and most inspiring and stimulating journey all round. As Siddharth mentioned, the journey really began about 18 months ago now in Delhi, and as he said, we were waiting to take taxis to the airport and just had 15-20 minutes to kill. But in that space of time, he managed to persuade me that, really there's much more to understanding medicine and the mysteries of medicine and the marvels of medicine than I'd been sort of conditioned, shall we say, to believe. And call me cynical, but I have a healthy disregard for doctors, and the kind of godlike image that one gets when you go to the surgery and you've got your 10 minutes to kind of get your story across and probably not come out too satisfied. When I met Siddharth, there was this overpowering sense of humility and overpowering sense of real knowledge about that world of medicine, which actually sparked a huge curiosity in me. And he said to me, look, you can get on a plane and come down to Mauritius and see for yourself. Now, it's not the first time I've been here, and I love this island very, very much. So that didn't take too much to persuade me in terms of coming back here. But I thought, well, look, what, where does this go? What's, like all these things, what's going to be the narrative arc? What's going to be the journey? What's this book going to be about? So I thought, okay, well, I'll come to Mauritius and I'll see Les Mariannes firsthand. And I will be able to talk with Siddharth at length and so on and so forth. So essentially back in January of last year, I came to Mauritius and started what would be the work on the book. And I thought it would be interesting for you all if I just read you a couple of paragraphs from the prologue of the book, which kind of also are a bit of a scene setter for the book as well. And this was also to do with my kind of motivations for writing. So you heard about my curiosity and everything to come here. So at a time, as I've written in the prologue, when I see so many of us looking ever inwards for direction and a sense of purpose in a crazed, paced world, particularly those who are just starting out on their own in life, here comes a man with an all-embracing take on life, a true inspiration, with a love and compassion of humanity. And I decided to commit, and that was after spending some time here. I couldn't help but feel that I wanted to know more about what drove Siddharth, his work, his experience, his knowledge, and above all, his humanity, vision and philosophy on life, and his desire to share them with others, as you've just been hearing now. And I'm being drawn to this quest now because I feel this is a crucial one today, where the exact opposite is happening, and at a time when there is ever-increasing polarization, politically and socially, on a global scale. So the story of Siddharth Madhabukos is about his work as a doctor of integrative medicine, medicine without barriers, which blends conventional Eastern and Western medical knowledge and practice with the best of evidence-based alternative therapies. Several teaching hospitals worldwide have now developed departments of integrative medicine, managing disorders of the mind and body that have not responded well to any conventional medical approaches. This book is about the power of healing and about the power of hope. It's also about how modern medicine sometimes fails the very people it's supposed to help. But above all, it's about how one man's faith and sense of mission triumphs over terrible odds. So basically, I came back here in January of last year and conducted something in the order of about 18 hours of interviews with Civic. And that was demanding of him, but it was also demanding of others. I spoke to a lot of patients as well that he had treated over a number of years, and gathered a huge volume of material. And then it was a question of heading off and writing the book. And the journey has been, as I said, a really fascinating one. And in terms of the construct, I thought, well, actually, what would be really great to do in this wonderful digital age that we live in is to create the book in two forms. One, as a print on demand, which is now, as you know, just literally last Friday out on Amazon. But the other version is to, on Kindle, was to actually create video chapters, audio-visual chapters in most of the book. I think out of about 17 chapters, about 15 have little video inserts, some short, some longer, 3-4 minutes. And you've seen 4 of those tonight. So the idea behind it is that with the video, it doesn't completely imitate what is in the chapter, but it complements it and it actually adds something extra special dimension onto it. So you have the two different forms and ways in which you can read the book. And I felt that because the subject matter actually is in its own right quite a visual sort of narrative as well, why not go for it as well? So you have the choice of being able to download it on your Kindle and also onto iPad as well as print on demand. And as Civic said, we're obviously hoping to be able to get the book out into other languages as well, and not least of all in French. That's where it's at. Now, really, at the end of the day, I'm hoping, above all else, that the book really is going to be a message of hope, but it's also about the business of wellness rather than the business of illness, and it is about creating a sense of empowerment for people. But also, not least of all, and Civic has said it so eloquently, I really hope this book also shines a real, beautiful, big light on Mauritius as being the most fantastic destination, not just to come and lie on the beaches, but as a destination to really stimulate mind, body and soul and really explore the real true meaning of wellness. And I really hope that that's the takeaway that everybody's going to have from this book. And I think that there's a fantastic opportunity, and I will certainly be 100% behind it and more, to try to see how we can get Mauritius to be the champion of wellness globally. And there are various initiatives and ideas that Civic and I are talking about now. And I really do think that Mauritius has just the most superb potential to be able to really champion that space. But without further ado, I just hope that you will all read the book, and I hope that you'll all enjoy it, and I hope you will find it a real eye-opener. And thank you all very much.
I'm here essentially to launch this book written by Dr. Civic Modavakis, but not just. I'm here also to recognize effort, to encourage, to support effort. Because to come up with such a book after 35 years of experience as a doctor, it has taken a lot of effort. And we need to encourage, because what Dr. Modavakis is trying to do is to share what he has derived from his work, which has done him so much good and which is doing the people so much good, and he wants to share this. Health is the most precious, the most important possession one can have. I have known Dr. Modabakis a number of years ago when both of us got engaged, you won't believe it, in politics. So that tells us how he has that feeling of service. Still, he is serving through what he knows best, that is wellness. This book has two parts to it: patients, patents, and pills. That's the first part. But the second part, in smaller letters, how wellness can save your life. But I think the book is mainly on the second part. I myself, I'm taking 4 pills every day. This is to keep me going, to treat the health problem that I have. But having listened to you, having seen the video, and having heard about wellness, I am also convinced that there are other ways to keep healthy and to save life. I believe in everything you have said about the value of nature. We speak a lot of the power of the mind, but today we are hearing about the power of the body, the power of organs of the body, how the body is a self-regulating entity if we know how to tap on the potential of the body. So I would like to congratulate Dr. Siddiq Modabakis for the work he's doing, and I believe that, as he said, Mauritius has all the potential to become a wellness hub in the world. We not only have security, political stability, these are the advantages that we speak about, but there are so many ingredients that he has mentioned that can make of Mauritius a wellness destination, a wellness tourism attraction. So this is what I wish for our country, and I will be very pleased to launch this book, which aims at boosting your life force, which Robin Sharma has said about it, that it's a fascinating book on elevating your health and longevity. I wish this book will have a great readership. I wish Dr. Siddiq Modabakis all the success that he deserves, and I'll be pleased in a moment to launch the book. Thank you.
Le livre que j'ai écrit, on publie, c'est accessible à tout le monde. C'est le message d'espoir dans la maladie. Quand on est malade, on est souvent assommé par l'effet négatif d'une maladie. On a un choc, hein, et on commence à dépendre sur les médicaments. Mais en fait, le corps peut se soigner, le corps peut se guérir. C'est ça le message d'espoir de ce livre, à travers les patients que j'ai vus, à travers les 35 années d'expérience que j'ai eues dans la médecine, que le corps humain est quelque chose de super fantastique, qui a le pouvoir d'auto-guérison très très fort, mais il faut savoir activer ce pouvoir d'auto-guérison, il faut savoir activer ce pouvoir. Si on ne peut pas le faire, on dépend sur les médicaments, on s'affaiblit petit à petit, hein? Et là on voit que toute la maladie commence à se développer très rapidement, mais tandis que le corps est là pour s'auto-guérir. Donc c'est ça le message.
Oui, vous avez parlé aussi de la possibilité de faire de Maurice un wellness.
Oui, voilà. Oui, écoutez, depuis que j'ai lancé les Mariannes, il y a 5 ans, j'ai vu que les touristes sont attirés par l'île Maurice pour se faire soigner. Donc ils viennent à les Mariannes et j'ai découvert que Maurice a tous les atouts pour devenir un hub de tourisme médical, pour attirer les gens. Venez pour le bien-être, venez pour l'Ayurveda, venez pour les médecines naturelles à l'île Maurice, parce que nous avons le temps fantastique. Et puis, la plupart des pays n'ont pas besoin de visa pour venir à Maurice. Nous sommes un peuple accueillant et c'est une situation sociale stable.
Pourquoi le titre? Pourquoi le titre?
Hein? Le titre de Patients, Patents and Pills. Patents, ça parle de Big Pharma, c'est-à-dire qu'il y a l'industrie pharmaceutique qui essaye quelquefois de nous influencer, de penser qu'il faut toujours se guérir par des médicaments. Et moi, je détruis un peu ce mythe-là, qui est un brainwashing. Je dis non, le corps humain peut se guérir. Il faut savoir comment le faire. La bonne nourriture, l'eau, la respiration, etc. Et je puise un peu de la sagesse de la médecine, des médecines traditionnelles chinoises et indiennes. Et avec l'expérience que moi j'ai eue sur le pouvoir de l'esprit. Et je montre et je partage aux gens comment on peut s'auto-guérir, par ces méthodes naturelles, mais qu'il faut appliquer. D'accord.
C'est un livre un peu interactif parce que vous avez vu la vidéo aussi.
Oui, on est sur Amazon Kindle, on est interactif, on a des vidéos, etc. Et avec les clients qu'on a fait, les patients qu'on a soignés à les Mariannes, on a eu des résultats fantastiques avec la méthode que moi j'ai développée, en faisant un mélange de techniques de différentes civilisations.
On pourrait appeler ça la méthode Moda Bocas?
La méthode île Maurice.